Hello, hola. Today is the first Catha's live streaming on YouTube. And also in English because as when I shared like this experience that I was thinking of like doing this on YouTube. Some people and then I looked at the questions like how many people voted for English, Portuguese, or both options. The English was a majority, so I would try to do this one. I would try, no, I would do this one in English. So the idea today it's to share some experiences related to productivity, but also what happened today in this evening slash afternoon, because what I was when I shared the idea that I would like to do this live streaming, some people came to me saying that they related to my perspective, and also that would be nice to have this kind of like conversation and reflections every day. And I would say like the milestone was the fact that sometimes like because I'm living in Sweden, and the of course the weather conditions here are is very completely different from the country that I grew up, Brazil. And most of the time people assign productivity one of the main challenges of productivity, to the darkness in Sweden, to the cold weather, and to the study load, workload, and how to manage all these kind of things in our routine, in our everyday life. And I was reflecting on that. And one interesting fact is that we don't have to assign productivity only to achieve professional goals and write one like 3,000 words per day for your essay. But productivity, it's being able actually to do what you have to do in your everyday life and balance this with your personal stuff and also your professional goals. So when it comes to your to-do list on your daily basis, usually as I used to do, I used to just like point out and highlight things that I needed to go through, like basically studies and demands related to work. But then apart from that, I have a lot of like chores to go through, and also personal things as like going to the supermarket, meeting up with some friends, having fika. Fika, for you, if you don't know, in Sweden, it's like a small gathering that you can go and have coffee, like a coffee break. And and for me, I just like excluded that part like from my life. But actually, this is part of my life, and this is some this like this kind of like chill activities, things that people usually don't recognize, and they say they are not important. They are sometimes more important the actual work. And I've been learning how to relax sometimes, because as I saw that a friend shared this on Instagram today, that sometimes what we need to do when we think about productivity, we usually are attaching this with stress and stressful situations and not having fun at all, but also relaxing and simmering down and looking for different activities to do, having a relaxed time, meeting up with friends and do like kind of like working out, and these kind of like things that are not considered they're not like considered work. They usually are like they help us to keep up with our productivity. So for instance, when I started like changing this kind of mindset, I was like feeling overwhelmed with a lot of stuff that I needed to go through my master's degree. And since mainly in the beginning, I would say, because everything was kind of new and I needed to learn how to speak English, like academic English. And in Brazil, we didn't have this everyday practice as people usually have in Sweden. And I needed like to go through readings and do a lot of stuff. And sometimes I caught myself not feeling productive enough to go through everything. But then, and also I was like combining this with work, my work from Brazil. And then when I realized that mostly if I have like a life balance, if I seek my like ways to relax, to have a great time with myself, like doing yoga, practicing, like working out every day, and doing this kind of things that usually people don't relate to product, they're like, that is not part of the productivity because it's not something that you are seeing the result right away. I was blaming myself to because I was having time to not to work enough as I was expecting to do. But then I started like watching some videos and looking into looking up about these topics, and I just like realized that you some most of the time we are paid to give our best in our studies, in our work, with our family, with our friends, in our relationships in general. And for us, if we want to give our best, we need to feel the best within us. And to feel that, we need to exercise, we need to meditate for those who have started doing that. We need to seek other things that are not related to the actual work that we have to do every day. As like or during the opening or the business hours, I would say. And from this perspective, when I saw a video, it's a Brazilian guy who said it. He said that he just starts his day when he works out firstly, and then he can start like working, going to the company, like commuting and everything. And then I realized, okay, if I want to keep up with my productivity, what society says that it's that it's a form of success, being productive, I need also to balance this with things that now I know that it is important for me to keep up with the things that I need to do. So that's why I decided not to give up on things that in the past, I was giving up on doing, such as working out, because I think it would be a waste of time to set a time aside to do something that is important for me. Also, traveling, I mean, because here in Sweden, it's easier to commute, to go to different places, to different cities. And sometimes I just, no, I will not go because I need to focus on this. But actually, when you change the setting, when you change the ambience, it's a way for your brain to refresh, I would say. And then when you come back home with new ideas instead of like pushing yourself on trying hard to get that stuff done. And sometimes you cannot do that at the time because you need to do a different thing that might affect you in positive ways, of course. So when I started like changing this kind of mindset and understanding that, okay, my personal life, it's also attached to my professional life, and I need to find ways to balance those things. Everything became to be easier for me. And now it's not like seeing productivity with this kind of like with this difference, it's been way lighter for me. And also it's bringing me more, I don't know, more flexibility to do what I want to do. because it's part of, we are like sociable human beings, we are social human beings. As human beings we are social, so we cannot just like get rid of something that is inherently connected to us. So if we really want to understand productivity and become what people say that it's a productive person has to look like, we also need to understand ourselves and and try to be productive with our personal life and do what we want to do. Because if we are paid for doing something, if we're feeling 100% of us, like if we're feeling that we are okay with ourselves, of course we're gonna do, and we're gonna give 100% of ourselves. So I think this is life changing for me, and also understanding that I think I'm sure that I also shared this in my on my stories, that I started like having myself and taking myself like seriously. Because most of the time we say that we are not. It's super easy to say I'm not productive. I always postpone things. I'm always procrastinating and so on. But it's way challenging to just to take the decision. What the fine line between being productive and not being productive? It's just a decision to wake up earlier, a decision to take a cold shower, a decision to do what you have to do even when you don't want to do. Because productivity is not being 100% like perfect. It's not being 100%, not giving 100% of yourself, but it's giving your best, your 100% every day. And sometimes your 100% is going to be 100%. But in different days, in other days, your 100% is going to be 50%. And that's fine, because we are not feeling 100% literally every day. And trying to understand this and trying to do your best instead of like pushing yourself to, oh, I didn't write 500 words today for my essay, or I didn't finish all the topics. I didn't check it off all the topics from my to-do list. This is not the best way that you can treat yourself, that you can give yourself allowance to live, and to this in a productive way, to live in a productive way. So when you start like from this perspective, respecting yourself and doing what you have to do, and taking the decision to do something differently in the next day or on the same day, then the game starts changing. Because imagine, we have like the business hours from 8 till 6, and if we want to do something differently, and at the same time, we have not at the same time but on the same day, we also want to do, I don't know, we want to meet up with our friends, but we need to finish the task firstly, and then we are allowed to go to and to meet up and hang out with with friends. If you wake up at like 7:30, do you think you are gonna be able to do everything that you need to do, or to do everything that you have to do and have free time to go with your friends? Of course not. So that's why, that's with this idea comes the that like idea of like we have to wake up earlier, we have to as earlier as possible to get your stuff done, and then you have more free time, you feel more alive, you feel more productive, because you have more working time to do the things that you have to do. So when I say sometimes that I wake up early, super early, it's not because I just want to follow this kind of like pattern that society says, oh, you have to wake up at 5:30 because everything's gonna change in your life, and then you'll be like Buddha and so on. No, it's because if it's like, just if we think, if we reflect on that, and if we calculate, uh, if I wake up early, I will have like more time to do the things that I need to do before having time to do other things, personal things that are also important, but they are, I need to meet my deadlines. So that's why the importance of like waking up earlier, it's so important to start with this sense of productivity. And related to this point of waking up earlier, taking a cold shower, that it's also like a point that usually scientists and researchers they touch upon, is the fact that your brain don't want, like your brain doesn't want to waste energy at all. So why should you wake up at 5, at 6, at 6:30, if you can wake up at 8 without any kind of like difficulty? Why would I choose to take a cold shower if I can just start like and take a warm shower, relaxing shower in the morning? So when we talk about productivity, it's like also a way to train your brain to do things that it's not used to do. So if we start like from small tasks every day, that can start like saying that, like to your brain, to your mind, like not to your mind, but to your brain and to your body, that who leads the body, it's your mind. And then you will start like feeling, okay, I can do that, okay, I'm taking over. And then you become like way more powerful to do the things that you need to do, that is not even related to like taking a cold shower, like doing the house chores and these kind of things. So when we talk about like productivity, we cannot like put everything um in the same box. We need to understand that it's kind of like training that we have like to develop day by day, and it starts like since the time that you decide to wake up, since until the time that you go to bed. So what I'm doing right now, it's keeping up with the task that I know that I started like practicing and trying to see if it was like working for me, the way that my body reacts to this, and these kind of things, and things that are like content and practices, strategies that have been gone through like on readings and everything. And then like I would say, like for me, waking up like very early, like 5 a.m., it's way helpful to get everything done, and also have time to myself to set time aside to do things that I know that that are gonna be that are gonna help me to keep up with my productivity, and such as doing yoga, working out, meditating, and doing my practices, everyday practices. Because also doing these kind of practices, we are like giving ourselves, maybe create. I don't know if creating would be the best term for it, but also yeah, can be creating serotonin. So it's something that our body needs to feel alive, to feel more empowered to do other stuff. So I don't give up on doing this kind, like practicing yoga exercises and setting time for myself, for my setting time aside to meditate. It's something, and waking up early is something that I don't give up at all, because I know that it's giving myself a sense that, okay, I have the control of my body. And if you cannot do that, you are being weak. And so, as I said before, the decision of being productive or not is not given from the sky, from the higher, like, I don't know, godness, or what you think that it's on what you believe. It's something that we can create, we can develop, because I wasn't this kind of person at all. And I when I realized that I could like boost my brain, that I could boost the way that I'm thinking, that I could boost my skills, and then I decided and I started like practicing these kind of things, I noticed like differences. So even though when the beginning, when I started waking up earlier, I was feeling super sleepy, and sometimes I don't want to wake up early at all. But after a while, you notice, okay, I gained some extra hours to do things that I would like to do, and now I have the time to do that. And sometimes the things are not only related to work, but also related, okay, I want to travel. Now I have like free time. I feel that I have free time because I gain an extra time because I woke up earlier, or because I feel relaxed with myself because I did my meditation in the morning, because I took a cold shower, that even though it's terrible while you are there, like under the shower, like taking a cold with the cold water, afterwards your body start like waking up and releasing. I don't know how to explain, but you feel as if like your veins, your blood are circulating, and it's creating maybe serotonin as well, but not serotonin, endorphin. I said serotonin before, but it's endorphin. It's creating like some hormones that are which are important for you to help you out, like during your whole day, to doing like getting ready for you what you have to do and everything. So, what I have to say today about the productivity is not pushing yourself because you are not being productive, but if you cannot take the decision, you are being weak and this is your fault. Um, because we are all we are all human beings. It's not because one person can do something that and you cannot do that thing, that it's because you are not capable of doing that thing. It's because you don't want to take the decision that's going to lead you to do what has to be done. And when you decide that you have to do such things, everything's going to change. What you need, firstly, is to take the decision. Do I want to feel productive? Do I want to have time to do things that I want to do? Do I really want that? Or I really want to still feeling the same as I'm feeling now, unproductive, complaining, lazy, and saying that I don't have time to do everything in my life. So take the decision if you really want to. If you don't want, it doesn't matter. It's your decision, it's your fault. You can blame yourself, you can blame others, but it's still on your responsibility. So taking this first step, like taking the decision of like, okay, what I have to do now that I want to feel more productive. Remember that productivity is not related to work. It's always related, it's also related to things that you need to do to get your work done. So everything, if you like to practice sports, go for it. Don't postpone it. If you don't have any kind of like habit, create one because you're not like wasting your time exercising, you're not wasting your time focusing yourself. Actually, it's the opposite. You are boosting yourself, you are investing in yourself. And when you start like doing this, you will see the results in your work, you see the results in your professional side, in your studies, and so on. So taking the decision, creating new habits, and I would say that also at the same time that we need to do, it's a fine line between start doing, like pushing ourselves to be better, but at the same time, knowing how to manage this pressure, because we also need to relax. We also need to find a way to seek life balance. So, but I would say for a good start, the best thing would be seeing yourself in a different way and understanding productivity in a broader way, not only related to work, not only related to getting everything done, but how do you feel yourself, how you perceive yourself in this process, and taking the decision to do so. Because when you start like understanding yourself as a warrior and not treating yourself as a baby, and understanding that you can give more, you will see things happening. So that's the point, what I have to say about today on productivity. And I hope you can reflect on things that you've been done or you have been doing throughout the week, and that you can firstly create a new habit that can boost yourself, can be exercise, can be or could be meditation, or starting with cold showers, waking up earlier, and you will see that your day is going to change. It's gonna change. You have the decision, so take the decision. Start like doing and decide what you want for your life. When you start from that, you seeing yourself in a different way, and you start looking at yourself as a warrior, as someone that deserves uh, life balance, and how to approach that, and everything is gonna change. That's it. So thank you for listening. And I hope you can have a productive week, a productive day. And I see you in the next video.